Shout out to BABATV. We check you out on YouTube, man. Doing your thing. Peace.
What you guys say, man? That's to my papers. Let's get it. When you're looking on the tube and you want that fire, BABATV every time, fire. When you're looking on the tube and you want that fire, BABATV every time, fire. 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 When you're looking on the tube and you want that fire, BABATV every time, fire. When you're looking on the tube and you want that fire, BABATV every time.
All right, so now we're at another stop. We just left Everyone's Place, cultural art and book center on North Avenue, and now we are in front of the Grindhouse and Reflections Eternal Barbershop. Now earlier I mentioned that an organization in Baltimore called Reality Speaks, okay, and this was an organization that was established in the 90s in order to elevate the consciousness of the city of Baltimore, okay, and one of the co-founders of Reality Speaks is Brother Sundiata. Since then he has started his own barbershop and established a Grindhouse, a restaurant. So come on, Baba, let's go through here and let's check him out. He's sitting outside, so we caught him on a good day, family. We caught him. So let's go through here. All right, and holler at him. All right. Brother Sundiata. Peace, how are you, brother? All right, so we're in front of Reflections Eternal. Here's the Grindhouse Cafe, Juice, and Bar. Give me my hug, brother. Say hey to the people.
Peace, people. Peace. How y'all doing?
Talk to them. Tell them who you are. I had let the folks, let the family know that that you co-founded an organization back in the 90s, right? When was it? 90?
Like probably right after the Million Man March.
Right, the Million Man March. So yeah, 96, 95, 96.
Yeah.
You started Reality Speaks.
Yeah, Brother Jabari, brother Jabari, and Brother Universal. Them brothers, they started and I came on.
And you came on. But what was the purpose of starting Reality Speaks? I told them that the reason why you started Reality Speaks was to elevate the consciousness, to raise the consciousness of the people in the Baltimore community. But can you tell me why was it started? Yeah,
I mean, like we just guys from East Baltimore, man, you know what I mean, who never was into like books and anything like that. So we always was asking ourselves the questions. We became our best teachers for each other. So we started with religion, talking about who got the best religion, what this religion is, you know what I mean?
So this stuff is not new that we're seeing on the internet, people battling ideology.
We've been doing this. We've been doing this. My parents, they introduced me to the Jehovah's Witness and all of that. So, they real Bible-based scientists, people really into the Bible, you know what I mean? And, Jabari was in the black church, and we just used to go back and forth and just constantly debate. Then he pulled out that Ashra on me one day. He started working at Everyone's Place. Right. Brother Nati and him, he pulled out the Ashra on me one day and changed my world, you know what I mean, on religion and everything. So I give big ups, you know what I mean, to Ashra and
oh yes,
you know what I mean. Then we slowly started getting to the lectures and all of that, you know what I mean, way back in the 90s, you know what I mean. Right. And you guys brought a lot of people through. Yeah. Dr. Francis Cresswell, even some of the people that are popular on YouTube today, like Umar Johnson. You all brought Umar. Yeah, Jabari and them, we all kind of like segued off, but we still family. Absolutely. But they brought Brother Umar. Yeah, Brother Umar came through. You guys brought Baba Dick Gregory. He came. Yeah. Ashwa Kwesi, Dr. Africa. We've been doing these guys for over 20 years, you know what I mean? Right. Over 20 years. Over 20 years, family. But we got the documentary coming, you know what I mean, about Reality Speaks, Survivors Nation, Unified Dialogue campaign, and you know what I mean, just all the work that we did in the prison systems, and the school systems, in the streets of Baltimore, and throughout the country. Absolutely. You can go back and see that. The footage is there, the history is there. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, we were some of the first people. We organized with the Million Youth March in Harlem. We were some of the premier organizers down here in Baltimore, definitely. Who stood with Doc Khalid, and you know what I mean, and that whole demonstration right there. So I mean, that's us, you know what I mean? Absolutely. So tell us, when did you start? I believe you started the barbershop first.
and then Grindhouse, right?
Okay.
So explain to us how did Reflections Eternal. When did you guys get started with Reflections Eternal, and then when did you guys get started with the Grindhouse?
Okay. Reflection Eternal. You know, we always at Conscious Heads together. Brother Jabari, Reality Speaks. I started barbering because of Brother Jabari around it. Reality Speaks was one of my, he was actually my barber mentor, you know what I mean? So he helped me understand the craft and, you know what I mean, introduced me to the world of barbering. And we started a business, which was Conscious Heads Bookstore. You know what I mean? Conscious Heads Bookstore on 25th Street. And she's going to take you around there.
You guys around there. So
yeah. And we had Conscious Heads Barbershop, so you know what I mean. So our whole concept was taking care of the head inside and outside. You know what I mean. So when you come in a barbershop, you would hear lectures. You'd be exposed to the black consciousness. You know what I mean. Information. So that was our thing. So we propelled our organization and made the barbershop and the bookstore be reflective. You know what I mean, of our intellectual property and everything that we was doing as young guys from East Baltimore, who just like took our bootstraps and got them and said, we're going to make something better of ourselves. You know what I mean? And, you know, we studied the principle of Marcus Garvey, self-determination, the do for self. So that whole concept, you know what I mean, came out of us not wanting to work for nobody, wanting to really, like, you know what I mean, till our own soul, you know what I mean, plant our own seeds, you know what I mean, grow our own crops. So, you know what I mean, we did that with our hands, you know what I mean? When you utilize your hands, can't nobody take that away from you when you get that skill. So we understood that properly. And Brother Jabari, I give thanks to him because he instilled a lot of light on me with the barbering, and we just took it to the next level. So right now you're standing in front of Reflection Eternal.
Let's go inside.
In Grindhouse.
Yeah, let's go inside. Let's show them what's up. You mind?
Yeah, we can go inside. So right now we on BABATV. Yeah. So right now, yeah. So right now we in Reflection Eternal Barbershop. It's my partner Andwelly Ra right there. You know what I mean? We got Brian, the young apprentice, the young phenom. You got Will down there. So basically, like when you look in the shop, you know what I mean? We based around like consciousness. We based around empowerment. You know what I mean? You look on the walls, you can close the door. You know, you see Nas up there. You see the Illmatic, the classic albums going around. The Roots, Miles Davis. Eric B. Rakim, Coltrane, and so on and so on. Even if you go to the back, you see the chessboard back there. We make sure we play chess in here. Chess is one of our biggest things that we like to do with the community and do with the people that come in here, is like teach them chess, you know what I mean? If you look up there too at the Baltimore Sun article, we had the chess champion come out of here, Kyrie Myrick, you know what I mean? He was one of the kids that came in here and was on a national chess scene and destroyed it, you know what I mean? He's straight from Baltimore. He went undefeated during the whole tournament, which was unheard of, didn't lose one game. He got a lot of his scars and stuff in the barbershop, but he was definitely trained in his school, but when he came to barbershop play, got a little variety of different players. He become even better because he was playing men. He's playing guys from all backgrounds, and you know, when you play people from different backgrounds, your chess game kind of like accelerates. So Kyrie, they did that whole article and all that right here in this barbershop, Reflection Eternal. So right now, we here with the other owner, Brother Andwelly, the other sharp mind right here. He gonna just give y'all a little, you know what I mean, little something about Reflection Eternal, and also the Soul Vibers Nation and all of that.
Oh yeah, I was just talking to the sister, and we were talking about the first time she saw us at Rockin' Bowl, and we came through with the all-black military gear with the RBG, with the flags and everything on our uniforms and everything, and everybody was asking questions. You know, we had the pilgrims in a panic because they didn't know what was going on with us. So you know, that was big. But you know, Reflection Eternal is an idea and a concept that came out of my mind in 1997 of just having a barbershop, a positive barbershop, you know, with positive images. You know, if you look on the floor or check the logo on the door, yeah, you'll see, you know, we have the eye of Haru, not Horus, you know what I mean, but Haru, you know what I mean, and there's a man in the center of the eye, and the man in the center of the eye represents yourself, you know what I mean, when you're taking a deeper look into yourself. You know, we're going beyond our physical, but it's about taking care of yourself holistically and whole, you know what I mean? All right.
You want to say anything to
I don't want to say nothing.
So how long you been into consciousness? What brought you into consciousness?
I've been into consciousness since I was a teenager. You know, we had an organization back in my neighborhood called the Urban Brotherhood, and it was a brother named Kirk Bridgeforth. He started this organization, him and Kenneth Coleman, because, you know, we were in the neighborhood, young boys in the neighborhood, and we were fighting each other in the neighborhood, and he saw us out in the neighborhood fighting. He pulled us up, was like, man, what y'all doing out here? How you fighting in your own neighborhood? Y'all should be fighting people that come in your neighborhood and trying to destroy the neighborhood. So he was like, you know, I want y'all to come to my, meet me at my house at 7 o'clock Thursday. And when we got to his house, we didn't know what to expect, you know, and he come out with all these black books, Tony Browder. This was in the early days, and I was a teenager at the time. And you know, he was pulling the Bible out, going out in the Bible, you know, talking about white Jesus, you know, how you gonna believe in a white man and all those things. So that's what got me into the movement and first woke me up. You know, going to the lectures back in the day when Morgan was black. You know, we had the lectures up Morgan, and you know, we was going to see Tony Browder, Dr. Ben, you know what I mean, Dr. Clark. We were seeing all these lectures, and I was young, and I remember falling asleep in the lectures because I was so young, and you know, I remember him hitting me, tapping me, waking me up. And when he woke me up, Tony Browder was talking about the Sphinx, and had a picture of George Washington, and he was showing us the imagery. And from that time, I never fell asleep again in the lecture, man. I was like, yo, there's something more going on outside in the world and going on in the universe that we're not being, you know what I mean, woken up on or being enlightened on. So that started my movement back. I was about 14, 15 years old, you know, and I've been going ever since, you know.
But I see a father all the time in the whole neighborhood. He like the mayor of this area. He is the mayor. He went his rounds and everything. And I met this sister. She was strong. And I ain't seen you for a couple years though, right?
It was years.
And you came back and blowing up. Next thing I know, I was like, whoa, look at her, you know what I mean? Blossom into something beautiful and having great contributions for our people. So I thank you though, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Even though
you guys pushed me on my journey.
I appreciate that.
You guys pushed me along in my journey. You know, when I think about what got me into consciousness, initially it was when I was 15 in 96. I read the book From the Browder File by Anthony T. Browder.
Wow.
So then once I read that book, I started making changes. You know, I started pulling away from Christianity, gravitating towards learning about like African history, black history. Cut my hair off, didn't want no perm, right? Got rid of the perm. 3 years later, locked my hair up. I've been wearing my hair locked ever since I was 18. And then started attending the lectures. You know, I remember when you guys brought Anthony T. Browder to Baltimore a few times. So I started attending the lectures, and these things helped to bring me into consciousness. You know, my knowledge base expanded as my journey continued. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Give thanks.
So give thanks. Yeah, bye-bye.
And if I may, sister, I just want to thank you for taking me around Baltimore. And so far, my mind is blown. You know, our people really need to see this black establishments for us, by us. And the only person that I really knew in Baltimore was Brother Natif from back in the days. Rafu used to bring me here to the wholesale African bookstore. You know Rafu? Yeah. Yes, sir. But brother, I'm glad that I came. I should have been here a long time ago, but you know, I'm elated to be here in Baltimore with black people.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Good thanks.
You have any last words on camera you want to say? How people can get in contact with you, email you, come through, your address?
Well, we're 2431 St. Paul Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21218. Reflecting Eternal Barbershop.
Number here?
The number is 410-889-8326.
Okay. Email address?
The email, we on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram.
Just IGS, you know what I mean, Reflecting Eternal Barbershop. And there you go. I mean, like we there, you know. I mean, hit us up, you know what I mean? We here.
You're so bold.
Hit us up.
Thank you. Thank you.